And let's welcome in Anant Narayan. He's professor at SP Jain Institute of Management and Research and a very keen observer of the economy and the currency. He joins us right now on the phone line. Anant, so good having you. Thanks so much for taking the time out. Good morning to you. If the close of the rupee overnight on Friday is to be believed in the overseas market, the money markets have not really taken in a very gung-ho fashion the announcements that came in the 5-point plan on Friday.
Yes, Neeraj. In fact, the markets aren't impressed. If New York was not impressed, Singapore today morning is even less impressed after the Saturday's announcements. In fact, as we speak, the NDF market, the non-deliverable market, is indicating dollar rupee at 72.5, which is a good 60 paisa weaker than it was on Friday close. So, yeah, the measures kind of fell short of the expectations which had been built up, the hype which had been built up. And I guess RBI will probably have to step in early in the morning to ensure that the authorities don't look silly after having had this weekend announcements.
There will be a heightened amount of intervention today, tomorrow, or over this week by the RBI, Anant?
I think so, Neeraj. So look, one can't read the mind of Mint Street.
Of course.
But given the fact that there was so much of hype built up over the weekend, a 60 paisa, 70 paisa weaker opening on the rupee and maybe a test of the old highs on dollar rupee will simply not look good. Look, India doesn't have any reason to panic at the moment. We have plenty of reserves. We have plenty of, arrows in the quiver, so to speak, in terms of policies, etc., to manage core issues on current account deficit and maybe even fiscal deficit in the banking system. But these are addressable and we can buy the time to take those steps. So, when episodes like this happen where the system and the authorities give the impression they can't understand markets, it doesn't bode well. You're simply devaluing the fact that you have so much of resources available with you. So I do think RBI will come in, and I do think more steps will come in. We won't stop at what we saw over the weekend. We'll probably be seeing more steps being taken to address immediate sentiment, as well as to try and address the current account deficit over the medium term.
Interesting. Anant, would you have expected something more? I mean, the reason I'm asking this is because all through the build-up on Friday, everybody expected big bang. Now, there are two ways to look at it. One, there is, as you said, there is no need for panic, and therefore the reaction is not the one which indicates that the RBI or the ministry believes that there is a panic situation as yet. So maybe that's a positive. But the negative is that everybody is expecting a lot more, and what's come out is a series of measures which may have a very near-term impact and not a meaningful medium-term impact. Would you have hoped for more?
Yes, Neeraj, look, the market didn't know what to expect because after all, this review was called by the government.
Right.
It wasn't the market saying, please do something, right? But one would have expected two sets of steps. One would have been something to immediately address the sentiment. Look, the reason for the government saying what it did was because we suddenly saw a daily fall of 1.5% in dollar rupee, which didn't really make sense. It was going beyond fundamentals. And we were nudging 73 at that point in time. So it was called for some kind of announcement, some kind of verbal intervention. So the first steps would have been, address immediate sentiment, stop the panic. There's no reason for panic. And the second set of steps would have been acknowledge there is a medium-term issue in terms of balance and try and take some actual steps which will work out over time. Now, on both these fronts, we didn't get enough. So the immediate so-called 5-point program, which was announced, was largely asking domestic entities to take a position on the rupee. That's hardly, I am not sure how effective that will be and how appropriate that is at this point in time. And the other set of measures was encouraging overseas investors to put in money into masala bonds and into, debt instruments. Again, not sure how effective they will be at this point in time. And the 5, announcements brought on Friday evening, 9:30 in that press conference, frankly, were not earth-shattering. They were announcements which could have been brought out by somebody in RBI rather than the finance minister of the country. So in that sense, there was a bit of a surprise from the market as a whole. Now, good things which happened. One is a reiteration that they would look at the current account over the medium term, maybe look at, giving a fillip to exports, controlling imports. And most importantly, on Saturday, a very strong reiteration from the finance minister that the fiscal deficit target and the capital spend target will be adhered to. That's very, very important for the market to listen to. Having said that, the lack of details and the lack of actual steps being announced on both fronts, on the fiscal front as well as on the current account front, I guess left the market wondering what really has changed. So look, I don't think it stops here. I think we will see more steps coming up in terms of maybe import curbs, maybe in terms of SOPs for exporters, specific steps to improve exports and improve ease of doing business for exporters, and maybe something more to improve sentiment as well. We talked about an oil window, RBI supplying dollars to oil importers directly. Maybe that could be on the anvil as well. It's not perfect. It's still a distortion, but it might be something which helps sentiment in the near term.
Yeah, last done, I believe, in 2013. Anand, just the one measure that you said, and which attracted, I was looking at social media, attracted a fair bit of criticism, was the promise to curb non-essential imports to compress the trade deficit. Now, again, it may not be the picture-perfect way, but when CAD is ballooning the way it is, are these measures which are the need of the hour, if not for the long term, then at least for the short term? Where are you on this debate?
I'm with you on Neeraj. Look, this is not ideal. This is not, it's not pretty, and it's not aesthetic. And I'm sure a lot of people will have issues with tariffs of any kind. The only people who seem to believe in tariffs right now are the Americans and President Trump in particular. Having said that, as you said, we aren't in a happy place. We are in a lose-lose kind of situation. Current account deficit for this year is expected at $85 billion. Even if we get FDI of $35 billion, we are still looking at $50 billion of core outflows. And something has to be done. Now, we can take medium-term steps to improve exports. And God knows there is work to be done on that front. Why is it that ready-made garments is languishing? Why is it that gems and jewelers aren't doing too well? There are issues there which need to be addressed. But again, in the immediate term, some steps do need to be taken. We are currently borrowing money to fund our oil, gold, and smartphone purchases. That's simply not sustainable. We can't be borrowing money for current expenses like this. So maybe something has to be done on electronics. Something has to be done on maybe even gold. And we definitely need demand contraction so that we don't have oil demand going up further. Now, these aren't pretty, but the nature of the context is like this, especially given the uncertainties, both global as well as local. We have elections. We have November, the Iran and sanctions issue coming up. We have global central banks withdrawing liquidity and raising rates. Given the overall context, some amount of demand contraction, some amount of control on demand for electronics, etc., in the short run has to be called for. But one hopes that eventually the steps which will pay dividends are the steps to improve Make in India and to improve Make for India.